Namaste, namaste, family of light. Reverend Sharon Elizabeth here, also known as Baba Sharon, and we are live on Facebook, and we also are live on Zoom with our light workers, and we are live here at the Cosmic Center Spiritual Light with beautiful light workers who are presently here in person. For those who may be seeing this for the first time, there are many that do know around this time. They'll see it on Facebook most of the times, but a lot of the times the feed will come later on. The Cosmic Center Spiritual Light does host the Anchoring Light Transmission Meditation, meaning that these are energies that are coming from the higher celestial realms of light that come in. So it's not just a meditation, it's actually a transmission meditation. And we're very clear with who we work with. We work with the Masters of Light, the known by many names throughout the centuries, but known as the Great White Brotherhood, the Ascended Masters. There's so many names for them, but pretty much they come from the highest area of compassion and unconditional love, and the Ein Sof, not to be confused with any other light, but the Ein Sof, limitless light. So we're very clear in what we're connected to. We are the Mi Shaddai, the family of light. You could say that we in the physical bodies are the boots on the ground, and there's other services taking place on other levels as well too. But the one thing that brings us together to this one singularity, if you will, is our love for the divine, a sense of purpose and mission, the ascension of this planet, to bring about balance and peace and all of that stuff. And, this world does not have to be like that. We can graduate to higher frequencies. There's other worlds that don't have this reality at all. The ascended worlds, the crystalline worlds, the Shambhala worlds, they don't have the level of distortion, miscreation, the polarity, imbalances, and swaying back and forth, suffering and all of that kind of stuff, and even death as we know it. So we are on the divine plan to get things going, and many of us have come here. If this resonates to you, that there's a sense of yourself that knows that you are here for a mission, a purpose, that there's something that you think you have to do. And so that's always been with you. Like, I feel I'm supposed to do something beyond the regular, physical, earthly, I got to get a job. I have to be able to support myself, my family. Of course, we cannot, never not remember we're on the physical plane. We have to walk the two planes because you can't help anybody. You have no place to lay your head, so that's very important. I have a teacher from a long time ago. She says, what are you doing up there if you haven't mastered the physical world? I'm like, touche. So we have to, but we're able to do all of this good stuff. Why? Because we're multidimensional beings. We can do multiple things. And even as we are here in the physical expression, we are so much more than just that. And so I do have a topic I do want to speak about. It came today about, particularly during these times, in general, all the times, because there's always challenges. That's powerful, of course. Okay, you're not sliding in here and just wandering through the tulips and, everything is fine and perfect. You may have those experiences, but more often than not, in this creation, there's something that's going to challenge that. And there's many layers for that. Part of it is your own growth and so forth. And also too, there's parts that, hey, we don't want things to change. We want to keep things the way they are. We like it the way they are. We don't want to have an ascension. Okay, there's powers of be that says we're in charge right now. We like it as it is. Thank you very much. Mind your own business. But we as Family of Light said, no, actually, there is the El Elyon, the God of God, King of King, Queens of Queens, the highest source, whichever name you want to say. It says there's a plan for the planet. And it's going to ascend, and we're going to get rid of war, and we're going to get rid of disease, and we're going to get rid of all these things that cause such sorrow, to the human collective, not just the human collective, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, the poor planet herself. Yeah. So anyway, that's why many, many of us are here. We're here to awaken. We're here to awaken each other. We are each other's teachers. We are each other's students. And so there's this whole triggering effect that takes place. Now, this is the question. How can you get triggered to move along your path, be a positive enforcement to humanity, to your environment, the people around you and your family, especially when you're challenged by these very same people, by these very same dynamics? Okay, that this other energy that you do hold into your physical body, the animal body, that part of us that is actually made from the earth, which is why we are the boots on the ground. We're the closest to it, which is why the ascended realms of light really need us, just like we need them. Okay, so if you're listening to this, you play such an important role. And the first thing that you have to get over is the mind control of the earth that says that you have no power and you're less than. And guess what? And not worthy. It's like, okay, first you have to get beyond that program to know that it's not true. There's a sense of manipulation that's going on with that. So you have to have this awakening side of yourself to say, I'm not buying into that program. There's another program that I feel that I'm more connected to, and that's the one that you cultivate. That's what you're going to cultivate. So how do we even begin to do this? Well, how we're going to begin to do this is the first thing, which is the topic of this talk, is no matter what your challenges are going on, and all of us are challenged. Okay, no matter if you think, oh my God, nobody has it as bad as me. Wrong. Part of it is like, I must be the only one on the planet that feels this way. I'm the only one that this has happened to. I'm the only, why me? Okay, wrong, because you're not the only one. But things are made in such a way to think that you're the only one that's having this experience. Everybody else is smarter, more successful, and happier than you. I'm sure we have all been there. There's no doubt. Everybody's doing well except me. Everybody's moving forward. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Okay, so all of this programming and this, particularly trying to, impede upon your self-esteem, your place in the world. You have to transcend beyond the minions of a gravitational pull of a material planet. You just have to. You have to move into the higher sources of yourself or the higher parts of yourself to deal with this world. Because this is not a walk in the park. And you better kick up in them vibrations. I can tell you that from now. Okay, because if you don't, it's a bumpy, 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 bumpy road. And you have mastery within yourself to be able to meander through and around, okay, this road, okay, as you walk into your own personal ascension, path of light, and bringing others along with you, because we're not just doing it by ourselves. So how do you do that? Well, one thing's for sure is that you're going to have those kind of challenges from the system that's going to challenge your peace and your balance. Now, what's crucial that I want to impart upon everybody is that for you to receive the higher guidance, the higher parts of yourself, especially during these times. And if you think it's bumpy right now, just wait. There's crazy stuff going on now. You just have to kind of filter how much you could take of that, because there's just pure unadulterated craziness out there, right? So how are you going to maintain your balance, which is crucial for you to move forward in this life with a semblance of ease and grace? A semblance of ease and grace. How are you going to move forward so you can really be the contributor of light and unconditional love into this world and move it over and help to assist the collective human unconscious. How? First thing is that you yourself have to maintain a balance. And I know in the corporate world, the world that's out there, this is the deal. Do this, 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 and oh, you got to get that house, the 2-car garage. You have to have a new car. You have to have this for you to even be or have a sense of being worthy. That's why I start off with that. Then, okay, you have to do all of this, measure up to this, and be perhaps in a work environment, which is most of the population, not all, because you do have to make a living. But I will tell you this, I have seen personal experience, okay, where you have companies where the companies, okay, is about the bottom line and the bottom line only. Now, there's a few exceptions with some progressive companies that are out there, but for the most part, especially in these times, okay, it's about the bottom line. And I'm here to tell you they're not concerned about you keeping your balance or keeping your peace or having harmony with your family or just taking care of yourself. That's not on their priority agenda. So whose agenda does it have to be on? It has to be your agenda. Now, I'm not saying to go out there, do some crazy stuff that's going to cost, say, your job, unless that job is so demanding, okay, that you have to leave that job. But guess what? I've done that. And I know other people who have done that. And it happens at the divinely appointed time. If you find yourself in a job or position or any environment, say among a group of people that is constantly drawing on your energy, or you find that you become so discombobulated when you're in this environment, whether it's a work environment or not a work environment. And you say to yourself, well, what can I do to maybe shift it? Okay. And sometimes you can shift it by your own attitude, by your own response to the environment. Okay. But sometimes you can't shift it. And you know that. And you say, okay, I need a plan. I need a plan, because your plan is always going to be, no matter what position you're in, is that you have to have a level of balance in your life to receive the higher guidance to move forward with some semblance of peace and grace and ease, and to contribute. Because if you don't, then you're contributing to the collective unconscious, which is chaos. And we're not here to do that. And guess what? As you make the effort, I promise you, I've walked the walk. Okay. I've been in environments where I say, I cannot stay in this place, sign my name to these things, because the energy, I just can't. But I couldn't just up and leave, but I put the intention. The universe said, okay, we got it. You want to hold and maintain your peace. Okay. So you could be that person to contribute to the world. We got a plan, just follow the spiritual breadcrumbs. There's no way I could have orchestrated that transition on my own. The universe supports you. When you become and make it a priority, say, you know what? Okay, I'm going to exit out of the rat race. I'm exiting out of the rat race. And you have these big executives and stuff where they just leave and they're like living in a hut in a farm someplace in the middle of nowhere. Because they said, my soul is more important. And it comes down really to your soul. It comes down to your soul saying, hey, I can't get through. You're too distracted. Then the other thing too, is that you have dynamics that you're caught in, and you begin to say, okay, for me to handle it, I got to numb myself. That's not good either. That's not keeping you in balance. That's contributing to the off balance. And I speak a lot to everybody, but most certainly the millennials are the ones that are here, that are in the workforce. And before, I would say my generation as a baby boomer, we at least didn't have a phone or a computer in our hand that had us on call 24/7. We could say, well, there was the weekend at least, or they can't get me. There was no text messages or anything like that. But millennials and the generation X and Y and Z, you guys, you have artificial intelligence hovering over you 24/7. So what are you going to do? Allow them to kill you? Because that's what the plan is, because you're replaceable. You are replaceable is the ugly truth. Because the system is corrupted. The system is making the haves and the have-nots. The system wants to control the planet. That's the plan for certain groups. But we as light workers are saying, oh no, no. We got to maintain our balance, our peace for us to be the powerful light beings that we are for our mission and our purpose to get out of this quagmire that's been going on for far too long. The Roman Empire never ended. Babylon has never ended. Cain and Abel, that's been going on forever. Don't you think it's time for a change? And guess what? The governments aren't going to do it. That's for sure. I was like, doesn't everybody want world peace in my time of ignorance? When I had rose-colored light, doesn't everybody want world peace? To my shock, no. Oh my God. And that's very disheartening. But we gotta realize that we're in a dream. This is not who we are. This is like, a dream that we can now say, okay, let's wake up out of this dream. Many of us have been here time and time and time again, and there's layers for it happening too, why we come. There is growth, there is understanding, there's those layers, not taking away from that. But for many of us, where we come into a spiritual awakening, when we come to say, whoa, there's more going on beyond the liberal gravitational pull of the earth. In fact, oh my God, I'm not even an earthling. I'm a cosmic being. Whoa, oh my gosh. I'm a multidimensional being. I'm just beginning to find this out. How do I nurture that? And how do I exit out? Where's the exit? Where do I get off this trip? I'd like to get off. But we said, we have and made a promise, because we have the capacity of unconditional love. If you're hearing these words, you volunteered to be here. Why else would you come? Really? This is a rough place, right? But because of our capacity to hold light and hold unconditional love, we came here. Now you just have to start to become aware of all the trappings of this physical world. Okay, that you don't fall into the trappings of the physical world. All right, that you can maintain. And yes, we have to operate in the world. We sure do. But we have to learn how to walk two worlds. Some of us maybe three. How do you do that balance? Well, you'll know how to do the balance for yourself when you, number one, put your peace, your balance as the priority. That's when things will shift. And guess what? You're going to be successful anyway when you do it. Surprise! How am I able to make the money I want to make, and whatever your goals and dreams are? How's that going to happen? I have to do this, and corporate this. And I can't do this. And I just have to take something to go to bed and wake up in the morning, or whatever the case is, to numb myself and become a robot and do that. How do you get off of that? How you get off of it is saying, my peace and balance comes first. So I could be that loving parent, or that loving spouse, or that supportive sibling, or that good friend. Or how about this? Loving myself. How do I love myself? Well, transmute or get out of the situation that's causing you pain and discomfort and angst and anxiety and depression and physical sickness. And the list goes on and on and on and on because you're not in balance. And guess what? As you start to do this, I promise you, other people are going to take notice and like, wow, what is she doing? What is he doing? I had a good friend. She's in spirit now. We worked together for 10 years. And we did seminars together. And the corporate, which I said I would not go into corporate, I just did the sales side of it. And they gave such a demanding list, because she was a manager, to go to these places. And meanwhile, she has kids, and smart and brilliant and beautiful. And I saw clearly that what was commanded was unachievable. You'd have to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to reach those goals. Now, if you're good at what you do and you come from integrity, okay, that's like a big deal in some of these corporations. Like, wow, this person is dependable. You have a little leverage that you can say, I understand that, but I'm sorry, I can't, or I will not. Or you put your boundaries out there. And guess what? More often than not, it's respected because you know who you are. Like, oh, wow, she's damn good, or he's damn good at what he does, but we got to work around this for them. Yes, because you love yourself and you're going to take but so much. And your balance and peace is number one priority to move forward in this world. And light workers, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to have to use that coming forward because there's going to be an onslaught with the continuation of artificial intelligence and a lot more other stuff going on that's really going to push the human experience to the tipping point. It's already happening. You have people already just exiting out. That's what they're doing. Like, I can't take this anymore. Ideally, we stay and accomplish what we've come here to do. But in order to do that, we're going to have to be smart. And we're going to have to make our peace of mind, our balance, the priority. And when we do, the universe, I swear, supports you 100%. You can't even think of the things, how the universe will come and shift your life for that to happen. That you could walk in any environment and hold that peace and balance. It could be the most chaotic thing, but instead of it affecting you, you can shift the energy all around you. There are people who can do that. In India, they call the Rishi Shakti, just coming to the presence, you like shift. How about doing something like that? So all I want to say to you is, one, always breathe. That's the number one. You find yourself in a chaotic situation, breathe, take those deep breaths, because when you breathe, people forget you breathe. You breathe the breath of Brahma. You breathe the breath of the divine. And that gets you automatic adjusted. And then the ideas will come. What little shifting can I do to bring more peace and balance into my life? Am I feeling a bit out of control? Am I feeling overwhelmed? Am I anxiety and depression? And, am I snapping at my kids? Am I just like a mean person now? And I don't want to be that. What is it? What do I need to do? Well, there's maybe more deeper levels to that requires healing. But you don't even get to do that if you're not balanced enough to know to say, hey, let me check out what healing processes are out there that I can experience. So it starts with your own balance. And that's what I leave with you. And I'm going to say namaste to our family of light on Facebook Live. I'll see you next week. This is Baba Sharon.